Good morning, everyone. Kindly indicate if you can hear me clearly.
Yeah, good morning. Loud and clear.
Thank you very much. You can see we have most of the guests here and participants, trainees. All right, good morning, everyone. May I extend a very warm welcome to all of you, to our guests, to the management and staff of GreCo Power and Energy Academy Limited, and to all trainees and facilitators here present with the launch of the first ever online SPVI training course. The SPVI training course was developed by the Nigerian Energy Support Program, NESP, and designed by GIZ in compliance with the Nigerian competencies standards for clean energy to address the industry's skill gap for the professional solar installation workforce lacking in Nigeria. So a little bit about GreCo Academy. GreCo Academy is a subsidiary of GreCo Power and Energy Limited, a company founded in 2012. The Academy is focused on capacity building and skills development for the clean energy sector across sub-Saharan Africa. We deliver various types of vocational training courses which span different subsectors of the clean energy value chain to cater for the immediate challenges within the clean energy space. I'll be co-hosting this event with engineer Chukuma Matas, and he shall be introducing us towards the detailed agenda for this event. For those that have a little challenge about the MS Teams, you can just, once you are admitted into the event or the launch, you can kindly just mute your mics and before you're allowed to speak, you can just kindly raise your hand. There's a little button up there for different functions for any one of us. So today's agenda, we shall be recognizing the VIPs on board, which our engineer Trix Matthias would be doing. And there shall be brief speeches given by the MD of GreCo Power and Energy Academy Limited, by the representative also of NESP GIZ, by the registrar of Koren or its representative, the president of RIAN, the CEO, MD and CEO of Blue Camel Energy, and finally we shall be listening to the head of operations and MD of GreCo Academy Limited. So over to you, Engineer Chooks. All right.
All right. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone.
All right.
All right.
I can see from
I can see from
our background that Miss Sharon from GIZ is present, and I can also see that some of our trainees are also boarded. Now, let me introduce NESP GIZ. Over the years, we have been working with NESP for certification of our various trainees. So we have known NESP to be an advisory to provide advisory services with regard to energy policy and management. They also impart technical knowledge for various impact groups while building international cooperation for sustainable development and international education. We are also too aware that NESP was commissioned by German Federal Ministry for Economic and Cooperation Development with co-funding by European Union. We are also going to be having a brief speech by Coren, which is also ably represented here by Engineer Precious Onoha. Coren, as a council for the regulation of engineering in Nigeria, that was established in 1970, and there is a statutory body of the federal government of Nigeria that is empowered to regulate the practice of engineering in all aspects and ramifications in Nigeria. As a regulatory body, both engineers, engineering technologists, engineering technicians, and engineering craftsmen. So for every cadre of engineering practice, Coren is obligated to certify each of these cadres. And also for consulting firms that wishes to engage in any practice of engineering. So why we are in terms talking with them today and being engaged with them today is because we are in the business of engineering. So we are going to be giving opportunity for Engineer Precious to also tell us what they have for us, and should be speaking on the role of Coren towards licensing of solar installers in Nigeria. Also on our list today, we shall be having the president, we shall be having RIAN, the Renewable Energy Association of Nigeria. It is an independent and non-profit industry association funded by stakeholders in the renewable energy sector in Nigeria. RIAN is dedicated to promoting the growth and development of industries in Nigeria by engaging with the public and private sector to guide advocacy, policy formulation, and investment in the sector. We are going to be having the president, which is Mr. Shegu Adaju, who is a Nigerian entrepreneur, the CEO, Consistent Energy of the Renewable Energy Association of Nigeria. He will be speaking to us on RIAN's efforts towards professional collaboration among renewable energy stakeholders on internship placement of trained solar installers and supervisors. Because we in the industry, we have discovered that the gap in skills has to be filled. So what happens to these installers and supervisors after they have been, trained, certified? Is there a space for them? So Mr. Shegu is going to be telling us the efforts they are making towards that. Also on our list today, we'll be having the Blue Camel Energy, who will be fully represented by the CEO, Mr. Suleiman Yusuf. Blue Camel Energy is a renewable energy and power backup solution provider. They provide services ranges in all aspects of renewable energy products. Mr. Yusuf has also been recognized for several contributions, contributions to the Nigerian's green energy space, and he has so many awards on his behalf. He also owns the first off-grid solar power terrace building and also a solar assembly plant in Kaduna, Nigeria. He is also the founder of Local Renewable Energy Academy, GreCo. So he will be speaking to us from the private sector perspective, the impact of capacity building to renewable energy businesses in Nigeria today. Because we know that he owns an academy. How has this capacity building helped in growing of renewable energy businesses in Nigeria? So to leave the mic, we have on the platform already. I can't see. Okay. I'll hand over the microphone to Mr. Duke Benjamin so that he can tell us, relate with us on his topic of scaling capacity building in the renewable energy industry in Nigeria. The achievements so far by the NESP GIZ. Thank you, Mr. Duke. Please, the microphone. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, everyone. I'm speaking on behalf of Mr. Duke Benjamin. My name is Sharon Kabruk. I'm an advisor on capacity development and private sector collaboration with the Nigerian Energy Support Program, which Duke Benjamin heads. Unfortunately, he can't be here, but he has asked me to speak on his behalf. So good morning to everyone again. In our work with the Nigerian Energy Support Program, which is implemented by GIZ and funded by the European Union and German government, since the NESP1 project, we have worked closely with the power sector, particularly the Ministry of Power, to increase the capacity of training institutes, selected training institutes across the country. So since 2017, when the courses were first introduced into the market, we have been able to support quite a number of institutions, including NAPTIN, in 7 course areas. So this 7 course areas span from under renewable energy and energy efficiency. And the reason why we're here is this is the pilot project for GreCo, since its partnership with the NESP program to offer these courses to the general public. So I would like to also extend my congratulations to GreCo on this major milestone. When we first kicked off training within Nigeria, we had 12 institutions. Now we have recently signed an MOU for additional 9 training partners, of which GreCo is part of this. So in this regard, we are moving along the course where we are able to increase the capacity of young professionals, prepare them for jobs in the sector. As I can see, when you mentioned Mr. Chukwuemeka, we have quite a number of stakeholders here as well, which is very interesting that we're bringing them all together in the room, because at the end of the day, one very primary goal for us at NESP is to ensure that these skills lead to employment. And we have always looked at the competency standards that we closely worked on with this sector to ensure that these skills lead to employment, like I said. And at the end of the trainings, since we have conducted in 2017, we have always assessed trainers' ability and the participants' level of comprehension in the course against these competency standards. So speaking of competency standards here, Corin is also in the room, and we are closely working with Corin to take up this responsibility due to its mandate, which is housed in regulating the practice of engineering. So the idea that we have each stakeholder here in the room is very critical for the participants to be aware of the opportunities and the charts for the sector going forward. So we at NESP here would continue to support GreCo and young professionals who are looking to at least have meaningful employment within the sector. We have employed different mechanisms, different areas of support. We've given out scholarships in the past to women, and interestingly today being Women's Day, we have also supported women in this regard. So without saying much, I would like to thank you for the opportunity to be here, and I wish you all the best in the training. Corin, you'll be hearing more from Corin in the next few minutes about what their plans are, and hopefully we'll be able to engage sooner than later. Also, I'd like to mention in this regard before we go on that NESP is also supporting GreCo at this moment with a coaching and mentorship activity. So in the coming days, both the trainers and the participants will be able to benefit from a robust support system that we have planned for our training partners. So thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, Mrs. Sharon Kabru, thank you so much for that wonderful speech. We are very, very open working with the GIZ in ensuring that indeed capacity building is achieved greatly in this our sector of renewable energy. Please permit me to also welcome Mr. Tsunde, the Managing Director of GreCo Power and Energy, to give us a brief speech. Mr. Tsunde, the mic is open.
Thank you very much, Chooks. Good morning, everybody. I hope you can see me. You can hear me loud and clear as well. So good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to have all of you here and to be able to welcome you. Right. I'd just like to say a few words, to welcome both our highly esteemed guests and also, the trainees here today. Tell you a little bit of our journey, here at GreCo, and talk about our vision for this particular SPVI training. Right. So, like Madam Sharon has said, we are part of we have recently been inducted as part of the training partners in the NESP's training partnership, and we decided that, look, considering all the hullabaloo about COVID and the inability to perform vocational training for virtually all of last year, right? We said, okay, look, let's go on and go ahead. And obviously, with the engagement and the support and the training of NESP, we're able to come up and design and this online vocational training, this hybrid vocational training, which we are offering from here today, right? And we also like to say thank you to NESP for the support and all of that. And also to tell you also a little bit about our GreCo and our historical partnerships with these courses, right? We're very grateful that also the COMD of Blue Camel is here, a long-standing partner with whom we have delivered this course specifically in person at the facilities in Kaduna, and we've over time mastered as GreCo the ability to provide structured training in line with the courses developed by NESP, especially this SPVI course and as well as the other courses. We also have been able to deploy the other courses such as mini-grids in person as well. And in the coming months, we shall be giving you more of our NESP created courses and be deploying them online. So please, you can also look out for that. Without saying too much, because I know I have 10 minutes. I don't know how long I have spoken, but once again, welcome. I hope that everybody is happy and everybody gets a good value for why they are here, and especially with the trainees, right, guys? We have internship placement agreement currently with RAN, and RAN has committed to placing the best 10 of you, in renewable energy companies that are members of the association. So please take make a good use of this opportunity, because a lot of opportunity lies in the renewable energy sector. Currently the federal government is upscaling and for different programs. We also have interventions by other international development institutions such as GIZ and Co, and the World Bank and all of that. And all of this work would require solar installers, yes? And what better way to get a job as quickly as possible in this hard economy of ours than by going through a course like this and then doing so well, passing the certification exam, and then getting the support of the Renewable Energy Association of Nigeria, as well as the support of its member companies to get a job just like that. We're looking, as GreCo, we're also looking into the possibility of supporting you as well during your internship, right, with a stipend to ensure that the internship period is not stressful for you. Over the next few months, as you go through the course, we shall discuss this more and more and let you know the modalities. So again, thank you very much, everybody, for being here. We appreciate your presence and look forward to continuing our engagement over the coming few days. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Tsunde. Our able Managing Director at GreCo Academy. To move ahead, Engineer Precious Onoha will also be taking us. She's ably represented here in capacity as the registrar himself, because we expected that the registrar should be here, but because of the council meeting today, he's unavoidably absent. But Engineer Precious will also deliver the registrar will have given to us. So, Engineer Precious, we have read your profile earlier, and I know you're listening to us. So please tell us the role of licensing of solar installers in Nigeria. Hello, Engineer Precious, please.
Good morning. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Good morning.
Yes, Engineer Precious, we can hear you.
So good morning to everyone. Thank you for having Corinne. Unfortunately, the registrar is unavoidably absent. He would have been here personally at this meeting, but he has delegated me to represent him. So by way of brief introduction, COREN, that's the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, is a statutory body set up by the federal government of Nigeria, established by decrees with the mandate to regulate the practice of engineering in all aspects and ramifications. And COREN carries out this mandate through the accreditation of engineering programs in universities, in polytechnics, and in technical colleges. COREN also does the registration of engineering personnel and firms, and is also involved in engineering regulations monitoring and the issuance of engineering regulations. So down to the business of the day, why do we have to go into renewable energy? The insufficient distributed power in the nation to support households, to support industries, offices, and local businesses has raised a whole lot of concern. And the recently reviewed tariff, which we are all aware of, has also complicated the situation, making it impossible for an average Nigerian to afford power. So consequently, the nation needs sufficient power for livelihood and the sustainability of our businesses. These have given rise to the adoption of renewable energy and the energy efficiency systems in recent times to supplement the inconsistent power supply that we have in our country. And I would say that this is a more sustainable, worthwhile, and environmental friendly source of generation of power. The solar installations and maintenance are generally exorbitant, hence the need for trained solar installers with expertise to handle these capital intensive projects. I mean, we cannot afford to leave this project in the hands of quacks because it will bring about project failures and waste of resources. Now, what is the role of COREN? On the 14th of October 2019, COREN went into an agreement and signed a memorandum of understanding with GIZ for the implementation of the National Clean Energy Skills Certification in Nigeria. And these two parties recognized the great potential to join forces and leverage synergies for the benefit of the certification of clean energy professionals who are eligible to practice in this industry in Nigeria. So under this agreement, COREN, considering its mandate as an engineering regulatory body and also a skills development council, became entrusted to serve as the national certification body for these skills. It is COREN's aim to ensure that adequate screening of the competency of these professionals is carried out, and for qualified individuals to be certified accordingly in order to pursue a career in the renewable energy sector in Nigeria. This can only be achieved by keeping pace with and also maintaining the industry set standards, which are comparable to, of course, international standards and world best practices. And not to forget also the review of these standards as at when due. Recently, we had the Professional Proficiency Development and Certification, that's my unit, which I head, the Industry Advisory Committee being set up and inaugurated. This set of people, this set of experts in the industry will be in charge of all our activities in the unit and also be in charge of the review of these standards from time to time. So this certification scheme aims to promote investments in renewable energy and energy efficiency, and also rural electrification with the right and capable trained professionals. And so today we are witnessing the launch of the NESP online training course for SPVI by your academy. The registrar commends your creativity and sense of urgency portrayed, especially in switching to the online platform of teaching in this post-COVID era. And for us at Coren, also knowing that your academy has been in partnership with GIZ NESP gives your system a level of credibility, and we applaud you. Indeed, it would be our desire, current desire, to meet and collaborate with even other renewable energy training institutions already in partnership with GIZ and others who are yet to identify. Current has plans for the visibility of your training institutions, the training institutions who are willing and competent to work with us. And this can only be possible on the basis of appraisal and accreditation of your training curriculum, your trainers, and your facilities that you are making use of. And we are open to discuss further modalities to get this done after this meeting. With GIZ's immense support, a portal has been created already for this certification scheme. And this will be a platform of interaction for all the stakeholders. This has been designed to house an adequate feedback mechanism. We would be glad to show you this portal that we've worked hand in hand with GIZ to create. And there is a provision for the hosting of training institutes on the website, um, which will attract a yearly hosting fee. But of course, this gives those institutes that are being hosted an edge over those who are unaccredited and not recognized by Coren. And of course, would have your yearly training calendar featured, and also the profiling of successfully certified professionals from your institution, those who have been certified by GIZ already and those who are yet to be certified by Coren. And these individuals, these professionals that have been trained, stand a chance of getting selected on the job postings that will be posted on the website, and also the geotagged mobile application that we're looking to also work on. And more so, Coren is also very ready and willing to share our large register or database of registered engineering practitioners, engineers, engineering technologists, engineering technicians who will be willing to take up these skills certification courses with your institution. So today, the registrar has told me to let you know that he's challenging you, especially with the weight of responsibility of training which you have, and for your academy to always be conscious of the fact that the aim is for you to produce highly skillful, employable professionals to fill this yearning gap in the industry. I've mentioned this earlier that we cannot afford to have quacks practice again in this industry. And neither can we afford to lose the confidence of the market, because as time goes on, if the market gets to know the role of Coren in all of these, and also the accredited training institutes, there is this level of confidence that they would have over time, and we wouldn't want to let them down. So Coren will be firm and diligent with the certification of the skills that you have produced in your different institutions, in this regard, GreCo. Therefore, we implore you to make use of the best trainers in deploying top training techniques in order to deliver your rich curriculum. And also on our parts, Coren has 4 computer-based centers, 4 CBT centers for this scheme that we'll be using for the certification scheme. We have one in Abuja, another in Lagos, another in Kano, and the fourth one in Enugu. So this for a start will be our computer-based test centers where people who have been trained or who have training in these areas will come in for the certification exams. In conclusion, Corinne is very excited to go on this journey with you, and we are willing to support you in any way that we can. Let us work in synergy to meet the demand for these new engineering skills, and also channel the very many opportunities in this industry for the engineering workforce of our nation. So on behalf of the registrar, I congratulate you on this launch. Thank you so much for having me. I'm grateful.
Wow. Thank you so much. Wow. That's a good message from our registrar, current registrar. And they were delivered by Engineer Precious Onoha. Well, it's amazing. Apart from being the head of Professional Proficiency Development and Certification Unit at Current, I'm also aware that she's also a very creative writer and a good radio presenter that has been recognized, internationally, and also a very good blogger. So maybe later on, I'm going to post her blogger account so that people can also check out her page. She has been a very wonderful person, and we want to reassure you that the management, we are up to the task to ensuring that a current standard for in capacity development, in as much as renewable energy is concerned, that we are equal to the task. We are equal to the task that you are going to be giving to us. So thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. We look forward to working very closely with Corinne. Thank you. I also see that Mr. Excuse me. Mr. Shegu is already here. Mr. Shegu, before you came in, we had already introduced you, but permit me to say, for the benefit of some of us that also joined lately, Mr. Shegu is the president of Renewable Energy Association of Nigeria. We have earlier said that it's an independent and non-profit industrial association that is being funded by all stakeholders in the renewable energy sector. Mr. Shegu today will be telling us, now we've heard from Corinne, the efforts they are making to see that, yes, that at the end of the trainings, that our trainees are going to be well certified. And Mr. Shegu is going to be talking to us, these certified engineers, certified supervisors and installers, the opportunities that are there for them, what is the collaboration, the efforts that RIAN is making to ensuring that among renewable energy stakeholders, that there will be an internship placement for these trained installers and supervisors. So, Mr. Shegu, without taking much of your time, please, sir, you can take over the microphone, sir.
All right, thank you, moderator, and I hope you can hear me clearly.
Yeah, very clearly, sir.
All right, just a sound check. Good morning, everybody, and it's a pleasure to be here. My apologies for coming in some few minutes late. So Monday mornings, so I was running in from our management meeting. So thank you so much for inviting me. And I'll say a great well done job to everyone, particularly the GreCo academic team. I also say thanks to GIZ for the great support they have given to the industry. Let me also recognize the immediate, past speaker, Engineer Precious. Thank you for your words, very encouraging. So I represent the Industry Association, Renewable Energy Association of Nigeria. And I also like to recognize some of our very valued members here. Yusuf Sulaiman of Blue Camel, thank you, welcome. And also GreCo Power, Tsunde, also as a member of RIAN. I run a company called Consistent Energy, and we provide, consistent power, and I also heard that from Engineer Precious. So one of the challenges we're having is inconsistent power. But all of us coming together in this industry and engaging in events like this, being part of a launch like this, is, directly, impacting on how energy will be, generated on a continuous basis for all of us. So I'll say thank you for being part of that effort. I also say congratulations to the participants of the training, the Spvi training. I think you are taking the very right step. You are coming to an industry that is growing pretty very fast. If I remember, some years back, and I want to compare it with what happens in the telecoms industry. So you are on to an industry that will rival and probably beat the revolution that was created by telecommunication, mobile communication, telephone, right? So you're on the right path. You're taking the right step by logging onto this training and being part of the industry. So the Renewable Energy Association of Nigeria, we were incubated late 2016, and we took over effectively 2017. Currently, we have over 150 full-time serious project developers, including businesses, consultants, trainers like GreCo Academy, all of us coming together to shape the sector. Now, why did we think it was necessary for us to do this? When I got into the sector, 2 or 3 key challenges, faced me, and one of them was the fact that there are so many quacks. People deploying solar without the requisite knowledge, no certification, they don't have the capacity, and then they are just doing shoddy jobs all over the place. The implication was that when you mention solar to someone, they just tell you, solar does not work. A friend of mine deployed system, and in 2 weeks, in 6 months, in 3 months, it was gone bad. So sorry, I can't do business with you. So it was a big challenge for many of us. So we felt strongly that there must be a way around it. I also do a bit of consulting, and I've also done jobs around some African countries, Ghana, Senegal, and particularly Kenya. For example, in Kenya, if you do not have a certification, you cannot climb a roof to say you want to install solar power. But right now in Nigeria, everybody just wants to say, hey, I'm a solar engineer, and then they deploy. So we see that it's very critical, and it's one major objective that RIAN has set for itself. How can we be part of the ecosystem that will ensure that only certified people and engineers and installers can actually do this business? So we find GreCo Power, one of our members, what you guys are doing as very unique and very useful for the sector. And I'm also saying thanks to GIZ and the NESP. Honestly, I was, part of also the stakeholders that were engaged with when I was with Remark to develop the competencies to select all the training institutes that train engineers today. And I say it's been very successful, and it can only get better. So RIAN, we are very open to collaboration. We need this service. We need what GreCo Academy is doing, because I am a businessman. I'm not an engineer. Let me also, clear every. Let me let you know, I'm not an engineer. I'm a former banker. I'm still a banker, but I operate in this sector, so I rely on competence. So I developed the business side, and I rely on what GreCo Academy is doing right now, and also with the support of NESP and current in certification. To say, yes, once you are certified, then I'm comfortable to employ you. And virtually everybody in the industry needs this. Okay, so while I round up, so that I don't take too much of your time, Rian has signed an MOU with GreCo Academy to say once you train your engineers, installers, and with the proper structure put in place, with the support of NESP, current, with certification, we guarantee you that we are comfortable to employ any training that comes out of your academy. As a matter of fact, we've gone ahead to say, look, this current session, once you are done, please send to us the top 10 best students.
Sorry about that, Mr. Shegu. I think he has gone off the line, but he will still come back.
Okay, yes, I'm back now. So I think it's time to round up. That's what that's the message. Okay, so the top 10 best students will get. Hello.
We can hear you. We can hear you, sir.
Okay, so the top 10 students get internship role from members of RIAN. So I wish you all the best, and it's a continuous engagement. We're happy to employ people that are trained by GreCo Academy, and is in the interest of the industry so that we can kick out the quacks, and then they don't destroy the business for us. And then customers, because customers are king. They don't complain that solar is not working, and then we have a big industry ahead of us. So thank you so much for inviting me, and I wish you guys all the very best.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shegu. We really do appreciate your time with us. And taking something back from that. All right, to take us further, please, in terms of the of our meetings, if you have questions, you can send them as in the chat box, or you can also ask. We have an item 12 in our agenda. You are free to ask the question at that time as well. If the mic, you just raise your hand, the mic will be handed over to you. Okay, we Yusuf Suleiman, the MD of GreCo Energy Limited. Sir, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chuk. And thank you for that very interesting and wonderful speech by my president. I call him my president, the president of Rian. Let me start, first of all, by... Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, very well, sir.
Hello?
Very clear.
Okay, very good. Let me start, first of all, by congratulating GreCo for this very all-important moves, I will say. It's about 2 years ago since Blue Camel and GreCo signed an MOU to partner in training. And right from then, it has been very clear to us that the fabric of building any society is proper education. The problem we have as a country today is mostly the problem of having a generation that is not either sufficiently educated or cultured, which also boils down to education, And even for the industry, if we don't get it right at this point, it's all going to be, a waste of time. Like Mr. Adaju has just said, it has been a struggle before now, to convince people to invest in renewable energy, either as an investor or either as an end user, because of the failure rate of the solutions deployed, which is mostly because, of the quackery, the level of quackery in the industry. But when me and Mr. Tsunde Isolatan sat down and discussed after we opened the training academy in Kaduna, where we have partnered severally and trained over 300 young Nigerians in renewable energy entrepreneurship, engineering, installation, and whatever, what have you. It was very clear to us that the business of training will be a very, lucrative business, but we didn't go into training because we wanted to make money out of training. We all there in training today because we know that the country needs this much training in the industry for it to achieve, the purpose and to bring us out of this energy poverty that we are as a country. So, Tunde, I know very well that, the purpose of setting up and pushing very hard this training arm of GreCo
Mr. Yusuf will soon be back. Yeah, I think he's back now.
make it as it's your own way. Younger generation who are definitely going to be leaders of more. Remember something that the reason why we're where we are is people in a very, very crucial and this will have sufficient education and exposure. So they are not properly prepared to this quagmire, this ugly situation of energy poverty that we are. But with the kind of move that and other traditions like Blue Camp, it's obvious that, in the next generation, we'll definitely have a surplus of people who are well informed and well educated to move the industry forward. So I'll thank you very much, Mr. Tsunde Isolatan and the entire board whom we have worked with severally and we're still working with. We have a live partnership on training. I'll thank you for this very courageous move to continue, to train and to bring this training to an online perspective, especially looking at the new day, the new normal after the COVID, And secondly, I also want to bring to our attention, especially other renewable energy practitioners that are here, that the business of training is not just a business of one man. It's not just GreCo's business or Blue Camel Training Academy's business. It's a business that we all have a role to play. You see, after this training, there is another training that actually makes this training meaningful, which is the internship that follows. Please, let's not accept interns only when we need them. Let's open our doors to more and more interns, so that these people who have been trained can have that, real practical field experience to develop the confidence of being able to go out and practice. The industry is one of the largest upcoming industry in terms of, growth, and we all know that. So it's big enough for everybody. Knowledge is something that, if you observe, for example, even in the health sector, traditional medicine, a lot of wonderful traditional medicine have gone down, with our old people because they refuse to transmit the knowledge. Before now, when I was a kid, malaria is not something that you go to the pharmacy for. There were very common, herbs that, you could use to cure almost every ailment. But, because that knowledge was not transmitted, we're having to depend, a lot on, foreign medicine, which is not even as, good for us as what, we were blessed with. So, sharing knowledge is not only that of GreCo or Blue Camel or ACVIN or any of the established training academies. It is a business for all, especially those who are already practicing in the sector. So, Mr. Tsunde, without wasting so much time, I'll just let you know that we're always open to support you, especially in the field area when it comes to the practical sides. We already have 4 centers in Kaduna, Abuja, Gombe is coming up, in the next couple of weeks, and we also have the Just Training Center. So feel free, to leverage on any of these training centers that we have, fully furnished and equipped with training, and instruction materials, and equipments for, the field aspect. So our doors are open to you, and as much as possible, after this first training that you're on now, we're also extending and opening for at least 5 interns. If you can give us the 5 best people after the GIZ exams who are able to come out, with very good results, we're offering them more like a scholarship for internship, 3 to 6 months internship. Thank you so much, Mr. Tsunde. Mr. President, it's been a long time, but I know that we'll always meet at very important occasions and events like this. Thank you very much, all GIZ for your support. That's the NESP program. Hello, I hope I'm back online.
Yes, you are.
Hello. Yes.
Yes, you
thank
are.
you very much to NESP. They have supported us, greatly. They've made all our trainings very easy, and I think I mentioned this somewhere in a meeting with the vice president, recently, that we have never been acknowledged, despite all the good things we're doing, by neither any arm of the federal or state government. Of course, Kaduna State exclusive, have recognized what we're doing, and they have been supporting, and we're okay with that. We don't even need the government support as long as we have the likes of NESP supporting our training both technically and financially, and offering scholarships, GIS. So thank you very much. Continue to do the good work, and be sure that we're always available, to support, to offer our support and our, financially and otherwise at any point that you need, And for the participants, this is a golden opportunity that you have. Please make the best of it. And also, remember that this is the future oil industry. So, I wish you all the best. Thank you very much, Mr. Matthias, for, anchoring this, mic. Thank you so much today.
Thank you so much, Mr. Suleiman Yusuf. We really appreciate you, sir, for all your contributions in the renewable energy space. Participants, I'm very much aware now that it's so glaring to us that you are on the path to success. At the end of this training program, you already have for today, coming from Mr. Shegun, and also coming from the CEO, Blue Camel Energy Limited. So at the end of the program, you are rest assured that if you perform very, very well, that you have a job, internship job waiting for you. So at this point in time, we want to leave the floor to the participants, the trainees, to ask their questions. If you have any question, please ask. Then at the end of the questions section, we are going to be having a group photograph with our guest speakers. Please, our guest speakers who would like to have an online screen photograph with you, please don't go off the platform. So any question from the trainees, please? The mic is open for any question. Please, just feel free to ask any question, trainees. This is an opportunity that you have, with our stakeholders to ask any question of concern.
Okay, I can see the hand of Kolawale Adeshina and Chigozie. So Kolawale, you can unmute yourself and go ahead. Yes, you can mute yourself and go ahead. Kolawale. Mute yourself and go ahead. Okay, before Kolawale, Tayo Chigozie.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, we're here. You go ahead.
Good morning. It's a pleasure taking part in this honorable meeting. And this is my first time of interacting with solar stakeholders in the Nigerian industry. And I'm really glad to have a one-on-one view of the president of REA, Mr. Segun Adaju. And I want to also thank Mr. Tsunde for arranging this training. I've always been renewable solar energy or renewable energy generally has always been a fascinating profession to me. Even though by profession I'm an actuary, one who uses the knowledge of statistics, mathematics, and the probability to solve complex problems. Even that I believe I can use in the solar energy industry. I took a great interest in this. I wanted to register with WIFTRA in Lagos until I came with, I went into research with the REA website and found GreCo. And for now, I don't have any regret starting to get that knowledge from here. Having said that, I really thank Mr. Adaju for dousing some of my doubts on this industry. Now I know that we are going to have a regulated industry, so to say, where quacks are going to be flushed out. Now to my question, is it going to be strictly a professional industry, or you welcome businesses, I mean, those who are interested in investing into it to practice?
Okay, I think the question should be directed to Engineer Precious.
Yes.
Yeah, Engineer Precious, are you still there? Please, you can address the question, please.
Okay, I hope I can be heard.
Yes.
So yes, by businesses, you mean other training institutes that want to come in? I want to be clear on your question.
No, for instance,
okay.
For instance, let me give you an example. I have been a practitioner in the insurance industry, and whoever has money can invest into that business, and they will be welcomed by the Chartered Institute of Insurance and the brokers forum too, to practice, right? So which means they can employ other practitioners. Okay, like the certified practitioners that we have here. We now have certified chartered insurance brokers, you know, who can be employed by those who have established the business. I'm looking at what is the position of Corin or the REA in this aspect. I heard from my honorable president Mr. Shegun Adaju, that he is a banker, and that's really fascinating, you know, and that he has established a company in this aspect. I'm now looking at what is, because as the first comer into the industry, it will welcome. So is this still the same position with Corinne, that you can invite people to have the money to invest into the industry while employing the professionals?
Sure. Looking at it from that perspective, that is acceptable by Corin. But the only people who will be certified to practice, to do the installations, yes, to take up projects in this light, will only be those who have been certified. And of course, before they are certified, they must have engineering background. That is what the standards say. But in the light of accepting those who want to invest in this sector, sure, Corin is also open to that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let me
Thank
also
you very
add.
much.
Yes. Maybe that's just add. Thank you, Engineer Precious. I totally agree with you. So that's why, for example, even in RIAN, we're pushing that every organization that is to project development must have a very strong technical, backup. Okay, registered with current, with NEMSA, and then the new certification that is coming up is mandatory. But of course, investments. I mean, investors are bankers, they are money people. So what comes to my mind now is, for example, a Tony Elumelu investing in a power generation company and also an oil field, for example. But of course, you will need technical people to be able to do the real technical job. So that's where certification is very important for every company that wants to play in that field. Even if you are bringing money, once you are involved in technical matters, you must get certification. That's our position.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. I hope you're very clear on the question, on the answers.
Very, very clear. Thank you, sir.
All right. Chigozika, ask your question now.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Kolowere, for asking one of my questions. And the second one I want to ask is the area of the certification. I just want to be clarified on that area of certification, because recently I'm trying to register under Nigerian Society of Engineering. So right now, I need to understand the certification in this program we are doing, whether it's going to facilitate my registration, or should I have any other means of making my registration so fast? Right now, I'm currently in Federal University of Agriculture, Makurdi, at their solar hybrid power plant as one of the technicians, operation and maintenance. Also, I'm among people that did the installation. So with all this training I'm going to acquire from GreCo company, will the facilitation of my registration into Nigerian Society of Engineers be facilitated so fast? Thank you.
Okay, Engineer Precious, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you so much for that question. You see, the Nigerian Society of Engineers is an organization, right? COREN is a regulatory body, and the certification we're talking about here is the certification of skills for renewable energy. So this in no way affects your membership or your registration to become a member of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. But because I am an engineer and because I work with Coren, if you want to pursue that, no problem, I can help you to go through the process. I can let you know the process, but it has nothing to do with the certification we're talking about here.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, if there's no other question, please you can lower your hand, Mr. Kolawale and Chigozie. Now it's time for us to take a group picture. All the guest speakers, please, you can on your camera now. The guest speakers with the moderators, and also the CEO of GreCo Power. Please, our head of training, please, you can also turn your camera. Mr. Simi.
Simi is there.
Chigozie, please put off your camera for now. Let's take with the. Mr. Kolawale, you can also put off your camera for now. We want to snap with the guest speakers first.
Hello, Chooks. We could, I think we could just, everybody could just take one picture because of time, and then we proceed. What do you think?
Yes,
Let us
okay,
take
let's
one big picture for the whole group at once, then we proceed because of time.
Yeah, yes, let's take all the trainees now on their cameras, please, and all the participants, everybody, please, on your camera, please. Okay, thank you so much. We're having a closing remark from Mr. Simi. Mr. Simi is going to also take a closing remark and the onboarding section for the.
Should we turn off our videos?
Yes, you can now. You can now. Yes, you can take off the videos.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Mr. Chooks, can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you very well. We can hear you very well.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of everyone at GreCo Academy, I would like to thank you, and I would like to thank everyone that took time out from their busy schedules to attend this event. We're very grateful. Once again, I would like to also thank GIZ, NESP, Koren, Rian, and Blue Camel for their wonderful speeches about the impactful insights about the sector, and for making this event a huge success. Without taking much of your time, I wish all the participants the best of luck in their SPVI training and in their renewable energy journey as a whole. This SPVI course is officially going to start tomorrow by 10 a.m. The training is scheduled to run for a 90-day period consisting of 80 hours online engagements, which will comprise live training sessions, pre-recorded training sessions, online videos, online assessments, and group presentations. Most of this online engagement will be done via our online learning platform, which the address is edu.grecopower.com.ng. So most of the trainees are required to visit this website, edu.grecopower.com.ng, so you can engage fully online with our training programs. And for others that are looking at exploring other training programs that we offer, you can also go to this website. I'll repeat again, edu.grecopower.com.ng. You can register today to see some of the numerous courses that we offer. With all this being said, I would like to officially declare the launch of the first online NESP training course launch today. And once again, I want to thank you all for attending this wonderful event. God bless you all and have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Fasim.
All right, thank you very much, everyone. The special guests, the MD and CEO of GreCo Power Energy, the head of training and MD GreCo Academy, and from the moderators, myself, Felix Amakaro, and engineer Chukuma Matthias. I would like to say thank you for attending this launch and happy International Women's Day today. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, everybody. Wish you a happy bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.
All right. Goodbye.
All right. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Have a blessed day.